Okay, guys, let's clear up something and talk about something for a minute. I'm going to be showing some text messages that JP allegedly sent out, and you might want to listen to this. As many of you already probably know, JP Miller has been accused of trying to pay people who are on this app for them to find dirt or information about other creators. This is a text message that he sent to a person, and you've probably seen this. We're losing thousands every week till lawsuits start working. I'll do $350 per social media person. So for every person who get me all their stuff, I can do $350. And if you bring, or if any of those people actually bring in money, I'll hook you up with 10% of what actually comes in from that particular person. So that was the original text where he first offered to start paying this person. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about this incident, this story. Supposedly he's been wanting to catch people who are defaming him so that he can have some type of lawsuit against them. So in other words, he was wanting an informant type person to dig up dirt on other social media creators. I've recently talked several times to a person who John Paul Miller did pay in order to get information about other creators. First, I'm going to tell her side of the story because it should be told, as there were some idiots on this app who straight up called her out and were bashing her without even letting her tell her side of the story or giving her a chance to speak, but this creator is known for doing that. After I tell you her side of the story, I'm going to show you the text messages JP allegedly sent. The woman who sent me these messages, who JP talked to, wants her name to be cleared and for the truth to be told and her side of the story to be listened to. So I'm first going to say how she and JP even started to communicate with each other. Allegedly, she contacted him first because years ago, this woman lost her son to murder. She told me that during that time she was being looked at and she knew how it felt to be looked at for something you didn't do. Now, not that she's saying JP didn't do anything. She doesn't know, just like none of us know. But she did want to reach out because she has been in his shoes before. And guess what, guys? That's okay, and that's her right to do so. So drop the negativity when it comes to her doing that, okay? He got personal and started asking her what she did on TikTok, and she mentioned she's got a TikTok shop so she could try to earn money for her car and fixing her car and all of this. And that's when he kind of veered the other way and started talking about money. A few days after that, when they started talking, is when he sent this text message asking her to dig up the dirt on the creators. He knew she needed money. He picked a vulnerable person who needed the money and thought she'd do what he asked her to do. She agreed to do so, but she didn't have the intentions you think she had the whole time. She wanted to see just how far John Paul Miller would go. She never had any intent to actually find dirt because she said everybody she had watched had always followed the rules. Nobody had been doing anything that was defamatory. Everyone always said allegedly, or in my opinion. She never gave him information or dirt on anyone. Instead, she was paid. But guess what she did? She told him that no one on the app was doing anything wrong. She couldn't find anything that would be considered defamatory. She told him that everyone that she saw has been following the rules. This woman told me that JP has a list of creators he was hoping to go after, and I will say most of them are the larger, more well-known creators on this platform. Now, she had not talked to him in weeks until Wednesday, this past Wednesday, 2 days ago. And it was the day that she was called out by some idiots being hateful, not knowing the full story about her. And at first he was just wanting to check on her to see how she was. But then when this picture came out, picture of the check, that's when he really got not very happy and started telling her what she was going to do and not going to do. And I'm going to share those messages in a minute. He's now wanting her to clear it up and make him look better, or not to look bad. He wants her to go back on what she has said. She contacted a larger creator on this app and has been talking, and they've been sharing things. And she's not going to do that. She's not going back on what she said. She exposed JP, and she did the right thing. And in the message, you're going to see that he's pretty ticked off about it. He's even accusing her of the fact that they paid her. She didn't really do anything. So why are you creators bashing her and mad about it? She did another favor, and that was exposing John Paul Miller. Again, the whole reason this woman did this is because she wanted to know just how far JP would go. And she found out. We all did. So you creators and TikTok users who are going after her and you know who you are, you should be ashamed like so many other things. She is not the horrible person that so many are making her out to be. And if you have any negative comments to say or anything to say about the fact that she reached out to JP first, either go in these negative lives or keep it to yourself. It's not going to be on my post. There are more things y'all should be concerned with and be focused on, like the fact that JP is filing in court to seal all of Micah's death records so that nobody can look at it or fact check it. No reports will be let public and whatnot, so he can do and say whatever he wants without people checking up on it. That's what y'all are needing to be concerned about. Furthermore, this woman is a survivor of DV herself. She truly had good intentions. That was to see how far he would go. So stop attempting to dox her and stop attempting to harass her. It is getting ridiculous. And P.S., her name is not Kelly Foster. And I can promise you that. If none of this makes sense to you, good. That means you stay out of the drama. If this does make sense to you, you need to listen. All right, now here are some of these text messages. Notice here he said, the background of that check, that really hurt Trisha. I don't mind everyone lying or hurting me, but she did nothing wrong. He's all worried about Trisha. You can just pause these and read them, okay? Here's another one. Let me make myself smaller so you can see. I meant to show this one first before that one, I'm sorry. And then we'll go back to this one again. Notice that JP is in the black and she is in the blue. And they're saying we gave you a check for benevolence to get dirt on people. Since you sent the pictures, you should tell them the truth one way or another. They're going to get the truth. You can tell them or remain anonymous, or I can tell them the details. JP, you're telling on yourself. If you don't want people to know what you're doing or saying, then stop doing and saying. All right. No more about this. Just leave the girl alone, okay?